Howdy, I'm Noah, and I'm here at this, out here what I'm calling Gray Owl Ranch, which you'll hopefully get to know in the kind of near to mid-future. Just thought I'd do a little introduction here and kind of walk you around. I got some good lighting here. It's beautiful down here this time of year. So, and I thought I'd kind of show a few of the unique kind of sort of problems we got down here. Living this far south and this high up. So the first one I was going to show you, and I'm going to try to keep this camera from getting too crazy. This right here looks real pretty, and it isn't. This is a mesquite bush. So you can see over here we got a mesquite tree. Yeah, right here. That's a mesquite tree. This was some mesquite I cut off. I'm going to get drugged back. And this is what happens when you cut a mesquite tree off the ground. It comes back as a bush instead of it doesn't die. We call them zombie trees. I have a little joke that I say when a mesquite tree gets killed, or when a tree gets killed somewhere else in the world, it comes back here as a mesquite, and they never die here. And no, they're not actually quite natural to this area that I live in. They should have been on the other side of the mountains, which I'll catch that if it'll show. It doesn't show up very good, but so that's the Huachucas over there, Huachuca Mountains. I got another one here. Problem I got is over here I got my electric pole. It goes into the house there behind me, so I can't dig right here. So my backhoe doesn't do any good. I gotta find another way to get rid of them. Another travesty that we got going on down here, which I'll tell you a little story about, I found funny as a kid anyway, is to find a little section of them here. We got tumbleweeds real bad, as much as the what was the name of that band that Roy Rogers had? They romanticized them pretty good, but boy, they're terrible. So that's these right here. This is the tumbleweed. And they're real soft right now. They're just barely prickly on the skin. And that thing is going to grow into be one of the nastiest things out here. They grow into this big bush. If you ever watched The Big Lebowski, you saw one there. And they do that. They roll all over. They plant themselves everywhere. Apologize for the road noise. So you might be able to see, I did some disking here to get rid of it. And I got rid of quite a few of them. But they are ever growing sort of thing. So I'll have to come back out and disc them under again. They don't hold up too good to a disc, and luckily I got just enough ability to disc this up with that little tractor, which hopefully I get a chance to introduce you to today. But it actually does pretty good at getting rid of them, and it kind of lets the grass go to seed. All right, this is another thing we got going on down here. This is a desert broom. I don't mind the way a desert broom looks once in a while, here and there, but you see, I got one here, I got one there, I got one there, I got one over there. I got them all over. And what all these things do is they steal water from the grass, and the natural desert plants that are supposed to be here chokes them out, and it causes other things like tumbleweeds to grow a lot easier. Any kind of weed. The mesquite trees, they change the oil or the soil pH, and the weeds like it, and the grass doesn't. Over here, here's where I was mowing the other day. You can see it's real nice and short. Now we can run out there. My wife does most of the running. Oh boy, here's a good example of how a mesquite tree, them thorns, those thorns, I guess I had to try to use proper English, huh? Those are nasty. As they're growing, they are worse. And as they get to be an older tree, they get less thorns. Any new branch has a lot of thorns because anything green out here likes to get eaten by deer and stuff like that when they're tender. So we try to avoid those because they can put the hurt to you. So you can see I've started out here a little bit. I have dug some trees out. I'm going to get a machine in here to, not a machine, a dump truck in, because I don't want to burn this stuff. We don't burn much out here like you might back where I'm from in Missouri, because wildfire is a real bad deal out here. We get a lot of problems with that. If somebody starts a fire unintentional, well, that can be a bad deal. All right, so I was going to tell you a story about the tumbleweeds, which isn't very long. My grandma, she said that at the end of time, if you read Revelations, at the end of time that the world's going to burn, and she always said that was somebody's going to accidentally light a tumbleweed on fire, and it's going to go all the way around the world and light the whole world up. Which, when you see them going in the wind, it's kind of easy to imagine. Now over here, see, let's jump into a new topic. This is kind of the personification of strong fences make good neighbors. And I got a real good neighbor over here. We went in half on this fence, had a guy put it in. Now, I ain't too proud of how he did it. There's a gap along the bottom. So I'm going to have to come along here, I think, with probably, may have to take it loose, lower it down. I may just trench it in a little bit. Neighbor, she's got some horses. There's a mesquite bush growing already under the fence. And I've got some dogs that I'd like to be able to let run around. Right now they've got, good big city-sized yard they can run in, but I'd like to let them run all around here, keep other stuff out, and they'd be a lot happier. So this is a pretty good fence. This is what they call non-climb. It's 5-foot non-climb, which is supposed to keep horses' hooves from going through it. And I'm going to walk back over here. See, this is some of the native grass that we should have around here. Probably hear my dogs off in the distance there. Which this gets kind of wet in the monsoon season. Out here, July, August, we get what they call a monsoon, which is it's kind of an every afternoon rain sort of thing. It rains an awful lot. It gets real humid. It's kind of a bummer for those of us that aren't big on humidity. But that's when most of the plants out here get all their water. That's why you got things like cactus. Because they store up that water during that monsoon time, and then they use that water the rest of the year. But they're pretty efficient. They don't use much extra water. I'm gonna walk over here, and you can see right here. Actually, here's a good spot. See right here, there's no tumbleweeds at all right here. And on both sides of that furrow, that disc dug in there, and it covered these up, dug these up. In fact, you can't even see them anymore. They all dried out. I can see some little pieces of them down here, but so I need to come across cross disc this, which will get rid of those. And then I'm going to come in with some native grass seed, and I'm going to try to get this whole place in some native grass, because it's also highly efficient. It stores up water in the root system. It's underwater or underground on that. A lot of fun stuff out here. Actually, I just walked across something here. This was right here, it's a foundation of an old building of some kind. Found on maps going back somewhere in the 50s, which is old for Arizona. There was a well and a windmill and a building here. The building might be by Adobe over here. Which is kind of interesting to look at. If I can get over here, I will kind of show you how this goes, because my Adobe's in real rough shape. It's got some real problems. Adobe should be taken care of yearly, and this hasn't been, because nobody was taking care of anything around here for quite a while. So this is Just what happens to adobe when you don't take care of it. Get to where you can reach into it. So these were bricks. In between there was mud. Well, they weren't bricks, they were mud bricks. In between is mud. They stacked this all up. This should have had a sheath across it that you take care of everywhere. You see the similar kind of thing in Afghanistan and a few other places. Africa, there's a couple of places I've been to that they use similar construction methods. Works good in a place where it rains once in a while, and then you can repair it after. And honestly, the only reason I haven't shoved this in, because I don't know if it's repairable, is because right up here, that's where my owls are at. I got several owls, and, well, I don't have them. Nobody keeps owls, right? Owls do whatever they want. But they live up there, and they nest up there, and they, boy, they put the hurt on the rodents. Because you can tell, because the rodents end up being little balls about like that. In fact, if you go back over there, it's a little graveyard of rodent bones, which probably makes some people feel bad, but we don't have any shortage of rats and mice out here. And I'll introduce you to the dogs later on. Come over here and show this mower and box blade and this disc and my little Ferguson off. And then I'm going to go in and eat. Actually, I got a sick kid inside I got to go in and check on. He's not alone. He's being taken care of. There's no worries there. But right now he's feeling under the weather. Got a little fever going on. So, this is the mower that I got the other day. It's a flail mower, which I'm putting a video together too, because I didn't want to live stream that. I put it on I got to edit that video down quite a bit first. And here, if I can get the light to come in right, this is box blade. Some people call it Gannon box. And that does real good if you're trying to take care of a road and kind of smooth things out. It does, I think, better than a blade. There's a place for a blade. I don't have much need for one. Here, a plain blade, I mean. And back here, this is the disc. I don't have much need for a plow out here. You'd have to pull awful hard on it. And this here is my little Ferguson. It's a TO30 Ferguson with a little gas motor, which you hear terrible things about those gas motors, but as long as you take care of them, little Continentals are not bad engines. And this is a quick connect, which I got for Harbor Freight. I think I paid $80 for it. It's a pretty good deal. I got to paint it up yet. Had the welder come out, because I can weld, but it's powerful ugly. Had a couple of, these came from Harbor Freight too, these receiver hitches. So that lets me hook these on here, and this will go up and down because it's hooked to the 3-point. Which, by the way, was originally called the Ferguson system, because Harry Ferguson, the guy that got together with Henry Ford on the little Ford tractors, he invented it, and it is a good system. And this little tractor is about 29 horse, and it'll do a lot. It'll do more than its weight will let it do. So I'm going to sign off and try to go in and edit those videos, so we can probably get some more stuff up here. And greetings from Southern Arizona. Hope all's well with all y'all.